Welcome to CognitionChunks. I'm going to Yellowstone National Park soon. This is my first visit and I would like to get as much out of my trip as I can. Can I use GPT to prepare? This is Multisensory Yellowstone, a symphony for your senses. Introduction. Visiting Yellowstone National Park isn't just a feast for the eyes. The grandeur of this natural wonder can be absorbed through every sense: sight, sound, smell, touch, and even taste. Each offers a different way to connect with the wild, primitive essence of the park. Here's how you can make your trip to Yellowstone a multisensory experience. Sight, the grand vistas and micro-wonders. 1. What it is: the panoramic views of Yellowstone Lake, geysers erupting, and the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone are classic sights. But also focus on the details, the textures of microbial mats, intricate ice formations in winter, or the fleeting glimpse of wildlife. 2. Tips: bring a telescope or binoculars for wildlife watching, and a macro lens for close-up photography. Sound, the orchestra of nature. 1. What it is: listen to the symphony of natural sounds, the roar of waterfalls, the bubbling of geysers, the calls of various birds, and the howl of wolves in the distance. 2. Tips: try an early morning or late evening visit when the park is quieter to better hear its natural sounds. Smell, earthy aromas, and sulfurous fumes. 1. What it is: geothermal areas offer a unique olfactory experience, often described as rotten eggs due to sulfur. Elsewhere, smell the earthy aroma of pine forests and wildflowers. 2. Tips: be cautious around geothermal features. The fumes can be harmful in large quantities. Touch, texture, and terrain. 1. What it is: the tactile sensations of Yellowstone range from the smoothness of water-worn pebbles and riverbeds to the ruggedness of mountain trails. 2. Tips: always stick to the trails to preserve the fragile ecosystems. Taste, wild edibles, and local cuisine. 1. What it is: while it's illegal to harvest most natural items in the park, the surrounding areas offer unique tastes: huckleberries, wild game, and trout fished from local rivers. 2. Tips: visit local markets or restaurants to sample regional foods. Sixth sense, intuition, and connection. 1. What it is: beyond the 5 basic senses, there's a deeper connection one can feel with nature. Being in the moment and observing the interplay of elements can be spiritually uplifting. 2. Tips: try to spend some quiet, undistracted time just being in the park. Conclusion. Yellowstone National Park offers a plethora of experiences that engage all your senses. Each sense provides a unique lens through which to explore the park's myriad wonders. So, when planning your next trip, consider how to engage each of your senses for a truly immersive experience. After all, to fully appreciate Yellowstone's grandeur, it's essential to not just see it, but to hear, smell, touch, taste, and deeply feel it. And there it is, sensory explorers, the crescendo of today's all-encompassing episode: Multisensory Yellowstone, a symphony for your senses. We've sniffed the sulfuric scent of thermal pools, touched the coarse fur of sagebrush, tasted the crisp mountain air, and gazed at sights that would make a rainbow jealous. Oh, and let's not forget the oral joys of wolves howling in the distance or the rustle of aspen leaves. Yellowstone's soundtrack is as varied as its landscapes. But hold on, this wasn't just a sensory buffet. It is important to understand why these sensory experiences are more than just the sum of their parts. Like how the geysers' sulfuric scents and the intricate songs of birdlife form part of a delicate ecological web. Or how experiencing Yellowstone through various senses allows us to tap into different cognitive processes, enriching our understanding of the park from multiple angles. So, The next time you're at Yellowstone, don't just see it, smell, touch, taste, and listen to it as well. Because a true explorer knows that each sense is a different instrument, and together they compose Yellowstone's grand symphony. If today's episode struck a chord with you, go ahead and smash that like button like a bison in mating season. New here? Get in tune by hitting the subscribe button and ringing the notification bell. Got sensory tales of your own from the wonderland that is Yellowstone? We're all ears. Leave them in the comments below. As we take our bows and exit the sensory stage, this is CognitionChunks reminding you that knowledge isn't just absorbed through the eyes or ears, but through a full-bodied symphony of sensory delights. Until our next note in this endless score of discovery, keep your senses keen and your curiosities keener. Was this accurate? Did GPT just make up a bunch of stuff that does not exist or does not make sense? I'll let you know how GPT did in a few weeks.